1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom! Takes an average of 5 seconds when you remove your eyes from the road to send a text. When you are driving 55 miles an hour, you have covered the length of a football field, blindfolded. The distractions that occur in our environment are supplanting our brains. How we focus and how productive we are is critically important to getting things done, and particularly in the jobs that we do, when we are facing looming deadlines and needing to get things done within scope and budget. So let's talk about the terms that are out there today. We've all been told that multitasking is great. I can be so efficient and effective when I'm multitasking. I can get so much done when I'm working on 4 or 5 different things at once. The traditional definition of multitasking is when we focus on different components associated with a process. When you think about what we do with projects, that makes logical sense. But there's a new term that's out there now. It's called switch tasking, and that's what most of us do on a daily basis. Switch tasking is when we are focusing on multiple things at the same time that requires thought, focus, and consideration. It's also been coined as called dual interference. Partial thinking is another term for it. It's the recognition and it is the ideation that we are forcing our brains to focus on this. Oh, I'm sorry, do you need my attention for something? Did you call my name out there? Okay, let me have this conversation with you. Oh, no, let me go back to this. Oh, my phone just rang. Oh, there goes the text. Think about what happens every single day in our world. That's the switch tasking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
3.5 seconds. All right, thank you very much. We're going to do the exact same exercise. This time I would like you to recite the letters A through J. Go as quickly as you can. Nice loud voice, that was terrific. As soon as I say go. 1, 2, 3, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
3.1, thank you very much. Okay, we're going to do this exercise one last time. Guy, here's the deal. This time you're going to intersperse the numbers and the letters. You're going to go up to 10, you're going to go to the letter J. This is easy. Once you think, we know this stuff. You're going to time him on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
1, A, 2, B, 3, C, 4, D, 5, E, 6, F, 7, G, 8, H, I, 9, I, J.
Thank you very much for that, and thank you for your timing. That was 8 seconds. It takes typically a third longer to get the job done when you need to switch tasks. Even when we know what we're doing, even when we think it's simple. Imagine what happens when we're working on complicated things. The fact is that the longer we go with interruptions and not trying to manage them because they are managing us, we are lagging behind in productivity and efficiency. In today's world, I don't know about you, but those are ultimate places that we want our organizations to be, and where we want to deliver on these projects. It's simple. We want to get it done as quickly as possible, effectively, and as efficiently as we can. Some might suggest that we are in distraction crisis. How many of you facilitate team meetings that go on for more than an hour? How often do you have people make sure they get up and move around? It's critically important to keep their focus going. Also, what happens if you ask them to get up and move around, they're also more likely to take these and leave them behind. Because when we drop the devices, we drop what? the multitasking, the distractions, the switch tasking, these are tethered to our bodies. Anything we can do to get the organization and the team to drop them for a minute, it's a minute that's going to be attended to your project, not to their chat. Get moving, keep active, and encourage that with your team as well. 1/3 longer. 1/3 longer represents the amount of time it takes to switch task. And we saw that with our example. 1, 2, 3, 4, ABC. Simple exercise. I forced the brain to switch task. It wasn't easy. Imagine when we ask people to do more complicated things. 1/3 longer. The time starts to collect. And imagine what that does for us when we're trying to do what? Drive projects against deadline. When you go through your detailed planning, and for those of you who want to learn how to do MS Project, you've got the opportunity to hear that today. Here's the question I ask you. When we go through detailed planning and we start to determine the duration of our tasks, has anyone ever contemplated the level of distraction? We can plan those projects beautifully, but unless we truly are realistic about what goes on in our world today between devices, technology, and everything else out there, the best of those dates might be off because we have not been realistic about what occurs in our world today with distraction, the desire or the need to switch tasks because it's the right thing to do or we're forced and demanded to do it, and the level it takes and the duration it causes to complete the work. What do you do when that happens? I call my cell phone and I leave a message, thank you for your honesty. Who else has a different strategy of what to do in the middle of the night when they need to say, make sure they don't forget something? What do? I write it down. What do? You text myself. So that's what's happened in the world of technology. Now, let me ask the question that will maybe push the button again. How many of you, when you pick it up in the middle of the night to text yourself or leave a message then, or say, how many of you come into the office first thing in the morning, a little bit earlier than everyone else, it's quiet, and you figure, I'm going to get a jump on those emails. How many of you start the day reading your emails? Stop immediately. Here's why. When you go into the office and you start reading your emails, you are using energy. By the time you go through your emails and then tackle the heavy stuff, you've already drained your brain. Switch it up. Go in, presuming, of course, that you've had a nice, good breakfast, because the old adage is true. It fuels your brain, it fuels your body. Go into the office, you start with the complicated things first. You focus on your heavy thinking, the things that are difficult. You do those first. You save your emails for later. It's important that we start thinking about how we manage our day in order to be productive and maintain the power that we have in order to do so. I have one client office, and this works beautifully for them, and they do it consistently throughout the organization. They have a standard way of heading up their emails. Green. Green means I'm sending you information. Yellow, action required. Red, it's urgent. What that does for everyone in that organization when they receive those headers on their emails, it helps them to prioritize. That's information that you're sending me. Yeah, I know that you need me to do something here, but yours is flaming red, and that tells me I better go to that one first. Otherwise, how do we capably have a good system in place to understand and know? How do we sort through the plethora of stuff that comes our way incessantly in order to get it done and to prioritize our work? When we prioritize what we want to achieve every day, keep it to a limit of 4 items. That keeps you focused, it gives you momentum, it also gives you a sense of accomplishment. 4 items, keep it visual. So when you're taming your tools, look at your email, see what you can do to make the box smaller, to be more productive with what comes in and what comes out. how you can prioritize the things that are coming in, so you are not held to be a slave to the things that are supposed to make us more productive.